Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It is chilly here. It's chilly. Good morning, Puddle, RCX, Country Prepper, Iron Woman. How y'all doing? I'm a few minutes early, but the remaining run minute. Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad to see everybody. So I want to touch base first on a couple topics. One of the biggest discount retailers in the United States, Aldi's, is starting to show a lot of empty shelves. Good morning, Watchman. Good morning, Royal Linus. So they're starting to show a lot of empty shelves. They're saying that was about 30% empty shelves last week. So, and Walmart, there's weird things missing. There's a lot of things going on in the grocery industry right now. And I want to tell y'all, like, if you have food that you need to get it and get it now. Don't wait for a catastrophe. Don't wait for the catastrophe because that's really, really important. Um, I think the biggest thing that they're talking about for 2023, which is interesting, is you're not going to be able to get your six pack of beer. If- Whoa, people are going to go crazy. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Bougie. So they're talking about you're not going to be able to get that six pack. And they're also talking about bread. Um, Aldi's is announcing they've never experienced this before. They're announcing massive, massive price spikes. And folks, we also have the situation with the coffee industry and sugar industry. And I don't know about y'all, but when I come on this live in the morning, I want my coffee. And I can't imagine. We're trying to prep coffee out for a year. That's honest. We have been on a mission. We are stuffing coffee everywhere we can possibly stuff it here in this little cabin. Yeah, that is getting bad, Watchman, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. The southern border is going to open soon, and it's going to be a total disaster. Total disaster. We're going to talk about some things. People are freaking out already about the cold weather, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, right? I'll tell you what, folks. You better be prepared in every aspect that you possibly can. One thing that's really, really important is that you take steps to be able to heat a room or your home without conventional heating. That's really, really important. Now, this one ought to tick you off. Up in Washington State, just 3 days ago, the Health and Human Services and Treasury Department have given their permission to expand the Washington State's insurance to non-citizens. So now, bring one all. Come on over and get you some free medical as middle class and the poor have crappy services here in this country, but we'll take your poor and we'll give them medical too. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Washington. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Washington State. I mean, seriously, what else can this economy handle? That's my question. And I don't blame you, Iron Woman 7. We've been prepping coffee, but then we get behind and then we notice that we are really lacking in the coffee industry. We also, yep, we got instant coffee, which is freeze dried, and that's going to last you a long, long time. Yep, definitely Country Prepper 19. They're going to crash the dollar. And when they crash it, boy, people are going to, I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard on not just the sheeple, but everyone is going to feel it. We're all going to feel it. I mean, when the dollar collapses, we're going to wake up and it's going to be a really, really different USA. And that's for sure. But we are going to get into this nuclear situation that Russia is flexing their muscles. They're flexing them. And they have readied their second monster Yars nuke for combat. Pro Putin MP threatens hotbed of all nastiness. And basically, what they're saying is, they've not meant to be able to hit the United States, which I think is bullshit. But um, what they are saying is that it could hit London very, very easily. And that if that happens, yep, Title 42 is expiring. I think hold it, is Iron Woman 7, I think it expires like here this week or next week, very soon, within a few days. But I really want to talk about this war situation, WW3. I think at this point, it's like we have this vicious circle going, and I really, really think that it's an instigation of who's going to do what first, and let's instigate everybody and get them all hyped up. It expires next week. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it was really soon. But I would say, folks, this is my concern for each and every one of us, honestly. If a nuke hits London, right? It'll be a vicious circle. Is somebody else will do it and somebody else will do it because it'll all be the flex of muscle. And I think that our first sign of we better take shelter and be ready is if a nuclear situation happens anywhere in the world. I think that it will definitely affect each and every one of us. I think that it could happen very, very quickly. As Russia is moving these around, this is the second one that they've loaded into a silo, and there's footage of it. Um, One thing I did learn a few days ago is that RT, which a lot of YouTubers go to, RT is like the propaganda machine of Russia. And so if you go over to somebody and they're always giving you RT information, they're feeding you the Russian BS. That's just the truth of the matter. If they would look into RT a little more deeply, they would realize this. Yep, I think so. And also Iron Woman 7 there. I think the tipping point is this, is the no-fly zone. The no-fly zone is going to allow Ukraine to go ahead and get busy. And that is going to be a big turning point. And it already, as far as I know, it already has been called. Um, I think the big thing for all of us, though, is to be very, very alert nuke wise. So if a nuclear situation happens anywhere, you better get your ass home as quick as possible and be prepared in your safe zone. That, my friends, is what we've been preparing for. We've been preparing for the abs. We pray for the best. But this is one of those situations that, as things are escalating, it's like, is this going to stop? I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think so. I want to touch on this because people love it. Um, there is a few states with power outages right now. Minnesota, 35,000. Wisconsin, 30,000. Pennsylvania, 20,000. Now, and West Virginia and Virginia, they got about another 20,000 people. But I would be very concerned if I seen this map go red. If somebody shows you this map and it's red, and you can also access this on your own, it's poweroutage.us. So if we see this map go red, that means it's 100,000 people in each state plus, and that's concerning. Every year we have power outages across the country, and so, be aware, be alert, be ready, have wool blankets, have a way to heat a room or a home other than conventional, and also, prep you some firewood, prep you some charcoal, prep you a barbecue. Those things need to be on your list, at the top of your list, just in case something does happen. But honestly, folks, um, less than 100,000 people right now out of power is, well, let me see, 30, 60, 80, 100, yeah, about 110,000 people out of power. This is nothing to get overly excited about yet. Okay, I'll say yet, because if it gets into the red zone, you start seeing red zones, then we could have a situation that it totally cripples our power grid, and that is what they're after. Now, Russia did issue a fresh nuclear threat to the UK after loading a second huge missile into a silo near Moscow. And the footage has been released that the Yars rocket, which can be tipped with a nuclear warhead and range all of Europe and the mainland US, has been loaded into the ground at the Koskali base, 160 miles south of Moscow. So, this is, to me, this is concerning. Here's the screen that I showed you earlier. Kind of shows the range, that it has a 7,500-mile range, and it's a big boy. It is a big boy, right? But let's scroll down here and look. Here they are playing with it. Russian state media released footage of another Yars nuclear missile being loaded into the silo south of Moscow. Do you notice something, though, that I've brought up several times? And I want you to think about this. I've brought up the Trojan horse, right? Y'all, if you really look at that, right, that is a trailer. I mean, look at that. That's, that can just be towed around. And we've talked about it, the Trojan horse setting out off the coast of California. Also, the Russian submarine that was spotted off of the southeast coast of the United States and then just happened to disappear. So that's like very interesting too. But these can be toted around anywhere. We've had these weird reports, and I'm not going to say if they're true or false because I don't honestly know. But we had these weird reports, right, of Wally World having excess shipping containers sitting in their back, shipping containers being placed in different places, and that convoy that I seen here in Missouri, and so many things. And right there is your prime example. People were like, "Well, off the wall, it's not troops out there off the coast." Well, hell no, it's not. They can't feed them for 2 years. They've been out there forever, and then they'll bring some in, and then more will appear. But the interesting thing to me when it comes to the maritime is that they've pushed them out off the coast so people couldn't videotape them. Yes, I think that we do. I've talked about that a few times. Iron Woman, the Venezuela situation. And what does, it was the third richest country oil produced in the world. And then overnight it went to shambles. I think anything solar could help you. I think also, let's not just rely completely on solar either. Also, I think it's really important to have batteries, to have flashlights, old-fashioned oil lamps, that type of thing as well. Now, there is a video. Let me see if I can find it. I think this is it right here. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there, there's actual footage of them moving it. Looks pretty serious to me, folks. It looks pretty serious. Um, they're showing them moving it around. There it is. The same as Club K, just moving into place and lift. See that? That's very interesting. Just like Club K, except now, except now there's more than Club K. There's a good picture of it right there. See that? I mean, oh, why make a video like that? Because they want to show the West that they're not playing. That's why, Puddle. You know, that's really something. But that, they're proving they're flexing their muscle. And every time good morning, uniquely written. Every time we have somebody flex their muscle like this, it could be a serious situation. Remaining remnant, very good point. If you're going to a basement, know where your gas lines are, test them. I would say shut them off. I would say definitely shut them off. Um, Also, to hit that main breaker, if a nuclear situation would happen, definitely turn them off. Yeah, Watchmen. Yeah, that might be where they're coming from, but it is very interesting. Let's finish watching a little bit here.
Внимание, расчет, получен приказ. Дублирую приказ. Представляю донесение за пусковой установки.
We don't understand one word you're saying. What are you
Внимание,
saying?
расчет, получен приказ. Есть.
You're
Дублирую
testing.
приказ.
Testing. Oh. No.
Не надо сначала по Вашингтону, слишком далеко. Лондон рядом. Лондон рядом. Но ведь сегодня, если брать вот эту Европу, так называемую, то главный рассадник всей гадости – это именно Лондон.
Может, вы серьезно говорите, что нужно ударить по Лондону?
Серьезно считаете, что надо ударить по Москве? Они об этом серьезно рассуждают. А мы должны стесняться говорить о том, что мы должны ударить по Лондону? Это не самое главное, что именно будет Лондон. Там весь город там поразить, там снести всех подряд. Нет. Это, опять же, критически важные объекты. Пункт управления военным.
Okay, there's a good point. His point is we should destroy critical facilities, control centers, military bases, and airfields. See, think about this, folks. This rhetoric has been going on since February. Here we are 10 months later. You would think that, honestly, Iron Woman, I understand what you're saying, that NATO military could take these out. I don't think that's the plan, folks. I really don't think that's the plan. I think the plan is WW3 full-blown, full tilt. There's too many things, too many agendas, too many people that want to see this happen. And, it's sad to say, but I think that we're right at the edge of the cliff. And when it all drops, it's going to be like the domino effect, the snowball effect. And as the snowball comes crushing down, it's going to be huge. It is going to be huge. And that's just honestly how I feel about it. I mean, being prior Navy, I see what they're doing. And everyone is playing out their hand to the fullest. It's like, okay, I'm going to make this move. Now you're going to make that move. And it's going back and forth. We also got to remember that Russia does have the capability to sneak in underneath our systems. That's been proven already. And along with that, we also have China in the kill zone, being able to turn off our grid with the flick of a switch. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that in any way, shape, or form, because that's really what it's about. It's about power control, and well, I'll let you do this, you do that, and come on. It does seem very yeah. I would think that that's exactly what's happening. It's like, okay, it's your chess move. This is such a fun game. How many are we going to do? What are we going to do? How many people are we going to take out with this? I mean, that if you really think about it, all the rhetoric and what I would say, because they could give a rat's butt about me or you folks or innocent people. So if one nuclear situation happens, honestly, from my gut, I say get to your safe spot as soon as possible.
Базы, аэродромы. Я вас уверяю, каталог у нас в генеральном штабе должен быть, точно должен быть, по-любому. И он постоянно каждый год уточняется. Или это в неядерном снаряжении, или в ядерном снаряжении. Если в неядерном снаряжении, значит, надо посчитать, сколько необходимо носителей, ракет, кораблей, самолетов, спутниковой группировки, которая будет там находиться, беспилотных летательных аппаратов дальнего действия. А удар по Лондону, как бы странно ни звучало, это будет первый.
Yeah, look at that. A strike on London, strange as it may sound, would be the first and last warning to Washington. You see that? So they want to strike London to basically say, Washington, here we come.
Первое и последнее предупреждение для конечного центра принятия решений.
Very, very interesting. Now, what I want to show also this morning is that, thanks to all of our members here, and I do highly everybody that's members. But you all make this possible. So this morning, as we go to our live UA map, right? Very interesting. Look at this. First thing this morning, Ukrainian air defense shot down 60 of 76 Russian KH-101 and Karabar missiles today, this morning. That's really interesting. So, I think it's really heating up. I think it's really, really heating up. And we have to keep an eye on this, but we also got to realize who and what we're dealing with here. You know, uh, the West is saying Russia's bad. Russia's bad. Ukraine has done some pretty shyster stuff. Here's an explosion in Kyiv. Here's another one. Um, the mayor of the community missile hits in Khorasan community. And then if you slide down here to the right, 2 people killed, 3 wounded as a result of a Russian missile strike. So yeah, yeah, I agree, Richmond. Look at this though. I mean, they're really going out over here on the east. They really are. And we got to think about how this could affect Europe, and what happens in Europe is something. It's a factor to watch, because that is going to kind of show what's going to come to the United States next. Just as Miss Needles was reporting in from Germany, and she was telling us about the world brownouts, you know, construed brownouts across Germany, and it came from Miss Needle, who we all know and love and care about, and she now has no uh, uh, heat. She also is seeing shortages, and now she's seeing rolling brownouts. So when this comes to the United States, what kind of situation are we going to be put in? Um, possibly, possibly. This is my thing, Watchman. Is any military movement going to come forward and say, this is what we're doing? This is how it is. See, we are living in a different world in 2022 because we have access to these things. We have access to go deep into the internet and look around. But any proper military, any real true military is not going to come forward and say, hey, we're coming to you, London. And I totally agree with that. That would be the worst thing, the stupidest thing, honestly, in a strategic point that they could do. They try to get us to look over to the east or the west or the north or the sounds, because that way they can slide through things that they don't want us to pay attention to. Um, I think that that's something that people have been doing for quite a while, since 2019, is getting distracted very easily. I keep saying it, we need to be concerned about what's going on in this country, the shortages that are coming in the United States. And as we see all these shortages happen, I don't know about you, brothers and sisters, boys, girls, puff puffs, lurkers, all of you that are watching this morning. But we have a lot of issues right here in this country. And we can get totally sidetracked with the Ukraine and Russia situation. Who's really telling the, any sort of truth? Lord only knows, right? I think the biggest thing that we can do is prepare ourselves for our rolling brownouts, our food shortages, our hyperinflation, the fall of the United States. And when the United States falls, it's going to be quick, fast, and make your head spin. And so all those things that you've been putting off, that, well, tomorrow I'll get them, the next day I'll get them, you're not going to have time to do that. That's why we prepare. We don't only prepare for the SHTS, but we do prepare for disasters, weather disasters, that type of thing. And we have these things like piling up. Yeah, exactly. And so many people, rules for the, I will agree with you, run around like little cats chasing their tail, because so many channels, and I'm not going to say they should or shouldn't do it. It's their channel, whatever you want to do. But they, as soon as they see something pop on the news, because they go watch Fox, oh yeah, they go watch MSN, and they don't look any further. So they just jump on the bandwagon for views. And I feel like I owe this community a little bit more than to do that. We need to look at things a little more in depth. One thing that I have been talking about, and welcome to your USA. Welcome to your USA. This is what's going on in this country. This is what's going on in this country from coast to coast, from coast to freaking coast. Crime is out of control. We have more homeless on the street. We have just recently we had a sheriff that uh, perished because of fentanyl. He did a fentanyl bust and he got it on his hand somehow, and that was it. Um, this is our USA. This is our USA, and this is sad, folks. Look at that. Look at that map. And whenever we check into this map, it's like, whoa, you know. I remember the Queen said to enjoy your last Christmas. Isn't that some BS, Carol? You know, enjoy your last, enjoy your last Christmas. Well, you know what? Don't let them scare you. Don't let them fool you. Don't fall for the bullshit. I say keep on moving, keep on trucking, do the dang thing. Don't give up and don't give in. You know, so many of our government agencies have been sold out, and just like with the crime, think about that now. Think about the crime rate. Now, you know, if you get arrested, you just get thrown right back out on the street. Here you go. No bail, no nothing. Have fun. What is that doing? All it's doing is escalating the violence in America, the violence in our own country. And I think that's something to think about as the violence erupts across this country. I mean, you can see right here this morning, um, stats 26 minutes ago. Oh, they're getting drilled about their crime stats. Bronx fire, windows blown out. Crews are battling another fire. This is the time of the year too that there's a lot of fire. 4 hours ago, 4 suspects are in custody for the shooting death of a man and the injury of 2 others on Colony Road in Piney Branch. You know, this is the time, folks, that you better have your fireplace clean. You better be on point. You better have a fire extinguisher. I would say have several. We have I think 3 or 4. Oh, what is this right here? They're launching Starlink. Oh, yay, Elon Musk, go ahead. 2 people injured in a shooting at the North Lake Mall. They are in custody. Here's one in Missouri in Springfield. Kansas and Grand shooting victim shot in the face. Here's something crazy out here. Santa Maria police are investigating a reporting carjacking. I haven't seen that one for a while. Up here, oh, Chicago. Chicago, you're just a damn mess. This is what happens when you take away people's right to have firearms. You look at that, Chicago. Well, yeah, Chicago, you ought to be proud of yourselves. Crime infested. Crime infested. Look at that. Chicago, all you can see is one dot on top of the other. Look at that, folks. Chicago, we're so proud of you. We're proud of you, Chicago. Yeah. I remember I used to love to go to Chicago. I used to love to go to Harlem and Foster. And look at that gun violence up like crazy. Ooh, look at all these gun, shots fired, shots fired. Oh, another shots fired. Oh, it's like the wild, wild west in Chicago. You got to be proud, you mayor, the mayor of Chicago. What a evil looking woman anyway. You know, honestly, folks, uh, what do we got going on here? What do we got going on in the chat? Amen. Amen, Royal Linus. Amen. And that's an important thing to do, folks. That is an important thing to do. That's a good point. You know, make your peace, but doesn't mean that we're not going to go down in a blaze of glory. Doesn't mean that we're not going to stand. I'm not capitulating. I'm not kneeling. I'm not putting on your face diaper number 27. I'm not going to take it on, turn it off, put it up, down. I'm not doing it. Yeah. Well, on Lightseeker, that's a big, huge thing. That's going to be a disastrous mess. But, you know, think about it, folks. This is all perfectly planned. It's all perfectly planned. And now as they try to grab the Second Amendment from more and more people, you know, these different laws that are passing around the country, unconstitutional, unconstitutional. That's what I have to say. And then we have our local police and sheriffs that need to be put in check, like that situation we watched the other day. You know, it's sickening. It is sickening. Definitely by design. Glad to see everybody this morning. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me back it up. I just wanted to show how wonderful Chicago is. Oh, what are you doing right here, Chicago? Oh, we got shots fired, shots fired. We need police. Hashtag shit EMS says. Hashtag Chicago. What the hell? Hashtag shit EMS says. What the hell? Okay. All right. That's a good one. Call of a person with a gun. She dropped her ex-boyfriend's belonging off and he's angry. He threatened to shoot her grandma in the face in Chicago. 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 Get out of Chicago. If you're in Chicago, I'm sorry. It's time to leave Windy City. Let it all blow down. Because Chicago's a disaster. Oh, shooting investigation in the 200 block of K Street Southwest. No lookout. Wow. Oh, here's one. We need to talk about this. Uh-oh. Police impersonation on December the 11th at 5:35 p.m. near 21st and 83rd. Two men approached a 29-year-old man for a cell transaction. One of them claimed to be a police officer and punched him in the face before removing his property. If you have any info, contact New York PD Tips at 800-577-TIPS. Folks, don't just worry about police impersonation. Somebody was talking the other day about a pizza delivery, and then there was a few guys around the corner, and there was no pizza. And then we also had the one with the what was it, electrical company. So be very alert. If you didn't call the electrical company, you didn't call somebody like that, don't even shut the door. Don't open the door. That's even better. Prepare is even better. a good preparedness tip may be to prepare at that point. There's no constitution if there's no one willing to defend it. Well, I have something to say about that. There's a lot of people out, you gotta pull yourself sometimes out of um, just the prepping and homesteading community. And I'm going to say that with all seriousness. There is a big YouTube community, huge YouTube community, right? So I'm gonna pull something up. We're gonna have some more depth information about this. What's that one up in Washington? Well, let me see here. Oh, let me see. Let me see here. That's shooting. Let me see. I can't see that one. Where are you at? We got a medical emergency. Cops, Philly. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing it. I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm not seeing that. There's a whole bunch right here. That's mostly shooting investigations. But I want to bring something up that I think is really important. A lot of people say, "Well, nobody's doing this, nobody's doing that." Have you ever looked around in the community at really what people are doing? There's a lot of folks signing up for the First Amendment. There is a lot. And I don't think people realize it. You get caught up in always watching the news or always watching this or that. But when you start really taking a look around, it may really surprise you at what's going on in this country. People are putting it on the line. People are putting it on the line uh, to stand up for the First Amendment. And I don't think that many people in the preparedness and in the homesteading community are realizing what's going on. This is from WKRN. Hold on, I think it's from WKRN News. Let me see. Yeah, we'll watch this one. This one's kind of important. Um, this one we're gonna watch real quick. I want you to realize that there's more people doing legwork than you could even imagine. Good morning, West Texas. So let's watch this real quick. Folks, the crime rate is out of control, right? We've been talking about that. But check this out, coming in from WKRN. Check this out.
Of thousands of dollars worth of diesel fuel from local gas stations.
Look at
One man is in custody, but this investigation is not over. This is News 2 at 4. I'm Mark Kelly. Andy Cordan has been following this crime spree and joins us with details only on News 2.
Hey there, Mark. This operation is calculated, it's coordinated, and it all unravels on November 13th at a Hendersonville gas station where police say thieves systematically steal 4,200 gallons of diesel fuel. It's
4,200 gallons of diesel fuel in Hendersonville. You know, this is how bad theft is around the country. Now, not only that, I have a whole playlist of things that I've been accumulating.
So,
Here's another
am
one.
I being detained?
Yes, you are being detained for an
Okay.
immigration inspection. 287. The Supreme Court has decided, Martinez Fuerte,
Really?
that everybody has to
And
stop
you have
immigration.
you have probable cause to believe I'm not a U.S.
No, I
citizen?
don't have to.
Who doing that?
Good.
This gentleman.
Here's another one. See, people are out there. This is a defense attorney, Robert J. Campos. He's demonstrating how to assert his legal rights of his First Amendment. Because, you know, I've really been out in the YouTube community in different things that you probably all wouldn't expect from me. Because I think it's time for all of us to stand for something before we all fall for everything. And it's really interesting. You know, there's video after video after footage after footage. You can go to Twitter, Twitter, Facebook, Snappy Chat, whatever you're on, right? And you're going to find people standing up for the First Amendment because we're getting plowed over in every direction, from the First Amendment to the Second Amendment. It's time for people to take a stand in some type of way. And just like I asked you folks to write letters and emails, many of you did it. I did it regarding the 84-year-old cat lady. You know, we need to shake the tree. We need to shake the tree. That's for sure. You want a Chewbacca mask so you can growl at everyone. Well, you know, there's so many things going on in our country, and I really, really think Washington State, that's about, I put that at the very beginning of the video. They're giving all the illegals free medical. Go Washington State. I haven't seen a whole lot more. There's a lot of First Amendment people out fighting
Hendersonville.
To basically make a difference. And I think people need to realize that. Let me see here. There's another one. Here we go. Here's one that all of you should see. Thank you, Inside Russia. Inside Russia. We're going to watch a clip of this.
Live stream. I pray to God for him to send an army of strongest angels with sharpest swords, led by Saint Michael, to get rid of the demons that have hijacked my country, Russia. Right now, I will show you one of the demons that I pray to God to get help from.
В 60-м году первый раз оказался на Украине ребенком еще. И мне просто украинцы...
Didn't we just see this guy? Didn't we just see this guy? So this is the deal. They're actually saying that they were taught. I'm not going to show the whole thing. It's somebody else's video on Inside Russia. You can go to Demons Among Us in Russia. But what they're saying is these two men are having a conversation, and what they're talking about is that there's all these Ukrainian children that have no fathers. And they actually go to the extreme to say that they should throw them in the river. Throw them in the river like a dog is what they said, and let them drown. Unbelievable. This is the evilness that's coming at us from every direction. I mean, yeah. You've been shaking the tree, you lost your channel, and you've been banned. Well, it happens. Yeah, but we definitely do, Betty. We definitely do. Wolves in sheep clothing. Remember tonight, folks, at 7 p.m. Central Time, we're going to take it up on a happier note. We are going to have Christmas trivia tonight. I try to balance this out because we can get so lost in the negativity. And they probably have a big container somewhere like that farmers use for fertilizer. I think the biggest thing I can tell you right now, honestly, when it comes to prepping, yeah, Lightseeker, that's so true. And it's never ending. More and more and more. More and more. But I think that we need to stay balanced in life. We need to keep going forward. And really, honestly, if you're running around in fear 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you got something wrong. You got something wrong, folks. Because if you really have faith, you're not going to run around in fear, fear, fear. Yes, it's important to be informed, but there's a difference between being informed and being absolutely just petrified. If you're running around scared, get right with Jesus. Get your house in order. That's what I can tell you, because without having faith in something, you're gonna be a mess. You're gonna be a disaster zone waiting to happen. And that's the truth of the matter. And I think that, as we look around, yeah, we all have stuff coming at us. It is going to be a crazy 2023. I think will be absolutely worse than 2022. That's just my honest opinion. And from my research, I mean, I'm not going to just say all opinion, but I think that we're going to see things that may make us really falter. And we have to get our houses right. We definitely have to get our houses right. It's really important to stay centered and focused on the good things. It is Christmas. Be cheerful. Be happy. Go out and do a good deed for someone. Do something for somebody other than yourself. And don't ask for nothing in return. Go feed the homeless. Go take them socks. Go to the Humane Society. Volunteer your time. Do something to make a difference while we can. Because we're all going to need each other. We're going to definitely need each other. I hear you. I hear you. And that's important. I had someone ask me about the paracord, and I want to say something about this. They were saying, how do I actually use the paracord? Folks, I did a video on it on the other channel. There's so many ways to use paracord. Paracord is very strong, 550 pounds per inch, right? Used in parachutes. That's how strong it is. This is what I'm making right now, a camo. It's almost done, and it has the fire starter, the whistle, and the compass. But you can use this for a shoelace. You can use it to hang something. You can use it to start a fire. Let me see if there's one right here that's, I don't want to snip something. Let me see here. So if you actually purchase a paracord, if it's a 7-inch bracelet, you're getting 7 feet. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut that end off of the paracord bracelet itself. So like if you have this on your wrist, you're just going to come up here by the edge of the buckle and you're going to cut it. And then inside of that, let me see if I have a pair of scissors here, and I'll show a little sample. Let me not screw up a new piece. Let me screw up a used piece. Here we go. So you can cut it with your knife or whatever, right? And then if you push this back, you're going to see all those threads come up. Inside of there, and this is how you know if it's true paracord 550. The news is pretty much over. We're on the verge of war. War's going to happen. Everybody better be prepared and be ready. But things like this could help you get ready. So you're going to have 7 strands inside of a piece of 550. If it's true 550 paracord, right? So you can slide that back after you take it off your wrist. And for one, this is going to give you a quick fire starter. It starts really cool. I don't know if I have my board. I don't want dragonflies to kick my butt. Okay, so, you just, I want to show you, see how quick that lights up? Lights up really quick. It melts down. So that's going to give you a quick fire starter for one. And I think a lot of people get misconceptions about paracord and how it can really help you. but there's so many things you can do with it. So you can also, because you're going to have 7 to 10 feet per strand, right? Inside, you all see that? So each one of those strands is going to be 7 feet. So you can actually take them out, put them together, melt them, right? End to end. That would give you a 7-inch cord would give you 49 feet of line. 49 feet of line could catch you a fish. That's the truth. Also, here's a dental floss. You use the whole thing, right? You use the whole thing. You can use it for so many things. You can use it to tie up a bag. You could use it, honestly, if you had to tie off a wound, right? Yes, they do. I've used it for fishing line to try to see if it works, and it does work, remaining remnant, because you can pull those out, melt them together. But the other thing is, you could, if you had a wound and you don't have anything, send me an email if you want one. I have a blowout sale. If you go to the community page, we're having a blowout paracord sale. Not only bracelets, but keychains, lanyards, dragonflies, little paracord people, all kinds of stuff. So go to the community page and you can see the instructions there. We have a blowout sale going on right now till the end of the year. But it's really important, like, to know the uses of paracord. The other thing, like, if you needed, like, say your glasses broke, you could take a piece of paracord and you can actually wrap it through the little slots. You could use the little strings. There's so many things, like, I can't even sit here and name all of them. You could tie up something in a tree. You could tie up a tarp, because a 7-inch bracelet's going to give you 7 feet. Then 7 times 7 is 49, right? So then it's going to give you 49 feet of inside. You ended up without power for 8 hours. Yeah, I got your picture. Ice storms will knock you out in a heartbeat. So that's really important. I just wanted to touch on that because I had like a couple people say, "What do I do with it? How do I use it?" And I'm going to go into like a demo on the back out at the fire table and actually have, like, show you 20 different ways to use paracord, like actually use it. You could also, for example, say you have an aluminum can or a metal can, you could puncture holes through that metal can and you could put the metal can through here. You could hang it down up over a fire. So yes, the metal can would be hanging right here, right? And down into the fire, which would give you a way to heat if you don't have a grabber. There's a lot of ways to make grabbers too out of things around you, but there's so many different things that you can use paracord for. One other thing I wanted to touch base with you all this morning, just to kind of show you, I put a lot of work into this, and I'm going to show you, just so you know a little bit about it. So the website is up. It's otwpsurvival.com. And our little chat box, she's trying to chat with us. We don't want to chat. So I want to show you a few things in here. There is blogs. There's information in here. There's news and info. But also, you can order your tumblers directly from here now by clicking on the tumblers. You can pick out your size and everything. And I don't want to go into the tumblers. Y'all know I make them. I love making them. Kind of shows you the pictures of a bunch I've made. Everything from Marines and on. So that's all in there. We also have it set up so that if you're kind of cash broke, you can use Shop Pay. And Shop Pay lets you pay 4 installments over time, right? But what I do really want to show you is that I've been a big fan of this since I started the channel. And I called the series Prepping on the Cheap. And you can see Prepping on the Cheap there. And as you scroll down, yeah, there's candles, but there's a fire starter kit for $7, multifunction tools, emergency CPR mask. Everything in this category is under $20. Oh shoot, I got 6 sold outs. Whoa. Got someone with a gun holster. Wow, I got a bunch of sold outs. I haven't looked today. You got tea tree therapy, hemp oil, and looks like I'm gonna have to go in and adjust this category because I want to keep this up there for y'all. Ace bandages are sold out, and so are the snake venom kits. Wow, I got a lot of sold outs. I got to go through and do some work here. There's a lot of sold outs, but it also has solar lighting. It looks like I got some things that I got to go in and work on here, but the website is there for you. I'll go in today and do some updates because obviously there's a lot of things that are sold out that need to be readjusted, but there's a whole category of everything prepping on the cheap, $20 or less. And so I'll get in there today, and that'll be back up by 10, 11 o'clock after I make the adjustments. Our warehouse, there's 2 different warehouses, and so the warehouses that I'm using do sell to more than just my website, and I had to do a lot of work. Sorry, y'all, my chair won't go down. There we go. So I'm going to play one song. I'm going to get out of here. I hope to see you all tonight at 7 o'clock. Keep your heads up. Do the dang thing. Don't give up. Don't give in. And no matter what you do, do something. Put your feet on the ground. Do something. I'd be thinking about heating. I'd be thinking about fire safety this time of the year. Change those battery-operated fire detectors and alarms. Also, maybe get you a carbon monoxide detector. Couple fire extinguishers would never hurt anybody to have. Maybe you don't have a fire, but maybe your neighbor has a kitchen fire and you hear him screaming. Maybe you can help. And that's what it's all about, is true community, folks. So I'm going to play one song on the way out. I hope that you all have a blessed day from our little piece of heaven here in the Ozarks to wherever you're at in this big, happy world. Make today count. Don't give up. Don't give in. And big, huge prepper hugs to each and every one of you. I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m.
Still remember back in the day, first riding an open sleigh. I was a child, I was the kind who smiled. The night before Christmas Day, weary thoughts to won't go away. What a night, we stayed up all night. Now it seems like no one's gonna wait for it. Oh, it's gonna be alright if you just hold tight. But you have to wait until tomorrow. You know he's on his way, and on Christmas Day, and there'll be no worry and no more sorrow. God bless those who have nothing. What a mess. We gotta do something right. We gotta spread the light. Now it's time to give it back. Soon we'll be back on track in winter time. We have a hill to climb, but it seems like no one wants to wait for it. Go. It's gonna be alright if you just hold tight, but you have to wait until tomorrow. You know he's on his way, and on Christmas Day, there'll be no worry and no more sorrow. You know he's on his way, and on Christmas Day, there'll be no worry and no more sorrow. It's gonna be alright things you do.